Hi everybody. Just popping in for a minute while my kids are busy somewhere in the field over there doing something. I have so many things that I always want to talk about in this group, so I'm trying to slow myself down and just do one little topic at a time. It's really hard. But I'm hoping you all are feeling okay and doing what you need to do to take care of yourself through this wild time of shape-shifting. We're really shifting a lot of our perceptions and ideas of what things are on a daily basis or what we do on a daily basis. So just hoping you all are able to slow down mentally, not just physically. And I wanted to pop in today to just quick talk about dreaming with crystals. Curious how many of you have done dream work with crystals before. And if you have, what kind of experience have you had? Just like anything here on this planet, crystals are sentient. They are very alive. They hold memory. They share information. And they support us with intention and healing. I'd never realized for quite some time that through dreaming I could communicate with some of my crystals that I had. And one day I came across a rutilated smoky quartz. I think it might be tourmalated too. It has some black tourmaline in it. It's pretty complex quartz. And I should have grabbed it to show you, but I'll post a picture of it. And I loved it. I fell in love with it right away. I took it home. And what I tend to do when I get crystals, besides just making sure they're clear by smoking them in sage or herbs, or running them through water and just asking the water to cleanse and clear the crystal and have it return to its perfect self. Some people soak them in salt, but I know there's some crystals that can come apart from the salt. And there's a trick to that, and I'll look that up and tell you what that is, because there's certain crystals that end. I think it's... No, I can't remember. I'll post it so you know which crystals to not soak in salt, because there is a big family of them that you shouldn't. If you know, please comment. And so after that, I put it on my bedside table before I went to bed. And during that night, I had this really crazy dream of a man-eating plant. I don't know where I was. I was with people I think I knew, but I didn't recognize them. We were in a forest, kind of walking through different areas of the forest, and it was really strange. It was a kind of terrain I've never been on before. I didn't recognize any of the plants. I didn't know what was going on, but I was just in the dream. And we came upon this man-eating plant. It was very large. It was really scary. The worst part of the dream was that I saw someone engulfed by it, and it was really guttural and uncomfortable. Every time I think about it, my stomach turns a little bit. It was so lucid and so real. And I woke up thinking, what in the hell was that about? And I went to work. And it's one of those dreams that you kind of take with you. It creeps you out a little bit. And it was a quiet day at work, and I was on the computer getting some work done, and I had a break for lunch, and I realized that maybe I could Google. Because in the dream, what I retained, besides the visual lucidity of the plant and the man-eating plant and how people were scared of it, was a name. And I don't think I wrote it down, so I don't recall it, but I think I could find it if I looked on a map. It was a name. And so I took that name and I Googled the name, and also with the name Googled man-eating plant. And what came up right away was a town in Australia. So the name that I retained in the dream was a town in Australia. Along with that Google search came with an old archived page of newspaper from the 1800s, I think, or early 1800s. And it was written from a newspaper in that particular town in Australia. And the man, the journalist who wrote the article, also his last name was the same as the town name in Australia. The article was about the discovery of a man-eating plant. And I sat back in my chair on my desk, and there was nobody with me or in my office, and I just had to try to absorb that myself. All at once, I realized that the crystal that I'd brought home is sharing a memory with me. Also turns out that that particular type of smoky quartz typically originates from Australia. So, living proof that crystals can communicate just as anything else, like trees, plants, and we can communicate with them through our dreams. I'm a very, very strong dreamer. I've been dreaming intensely since I was a very tiny person. My first dream that was lucid was when I was 3 years old, and I have a very vivid memory of it. And so crystals can be interesting and helpful tools in the dream time. So if any of you out there have had experiences and dreams with crystals, it doesn't have to be with dreams. It could be anything interesting that kind of pertains to their ways of communication. I'd love to hear about it if you'd like to comment below. And if you haven't, maybe this is a good time while you're home, while we're sort of all practicing social distancing, to grab one of the crystals. You can sit with them and just feel which one is calling to you. You can give it a little cleanse, and you could put the intention, hold it in your hand and put the intention in it to share some guidance with you, share some information. What would you like to share with me? Maybe something supportive or helpful. Put it by your bedside or under your pillow if it's a small enough one to do that safely, and see what happens. And just be open. No expectations. Don't think about it. Just try it. And you can do it for a couple nights. Give it a chance. You might need to do the intention more than once, more than one night. If you're one of those people who don't dream that much, you can practice some meditations with the crystal. You can carry it around in your pocket all day. Keep it close to you. The more you work with something, the more connected you are to it, the more chances are you're going to communicate with it in the dream time. So practice some things and let me know what happens. I'd love to hear about it. I hope you all are well. It's beautiful here. There's still a lot of snow here, but it's melting and it's gorgeous and the sun feels hot. It's like the best thing right now. I highly recommend. So take care. Talk soon.